Good morning. It is 10:56 a.m. on Saturday, September 16th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Ah, boy, it's nice to sleep in sometimes. Sure is. I'm actually still a little groggy from waking up, but I can just tell. Recuperative rest. Yay. So I downloaded the new Metroid game for the 3DS last night, and I've played a couple of hours of it so far, and thumbs up! I am a big fan of the Metroid games, and I had been a little bit sad to see the franchise, so neglected of late. It's been years since the last proper Metroid title. I won't say that I've played every single one, but I do like them, and so I was glad to see a new one come out. And this one, so far, is a very loose remake of Metroid 2, which was originally a Game Boy game, but I mean, it's really only just sort of the mechanic and the place in the story canon that's the same. Very little. There's a lot that's different. It has an interesting mechanic that is new to this series, which is kind of like a counter move. Like enemies will charge at you, and you can sort of parry, and then shoot them while they're vulnerable. And it's a neat mechanic, but occasionally you have too many enemies charging you at once, and you can't use it on all of them. And so it does, there's some difficulty. But I mean, at the same time, that doesn't feel like unfair. It's just, just difficult. On the whole, though, I wouldn't say the game feels over difficult, at least so far. I'm only a couple of hours in. But you're basically Samus Aran, and you're going and hunting Metroids and fighting other enemies along the way. Pretty standard Metroid stuff. But it controls really well, and it looks really pretty, and thumbs up from me so far. So, one of the things that I thought a little bit about yesterday was the upcoming Extra Life Gaming Marathon, which I did last year by streaming video games for 24 hours straight and getting pledges that went to charity. And so I've been thinking about what I might want to do this year. And so what I've thought might be fun is to run 24 hours of D&D and using those epic sessions to play the new Tomb of Annihilation module that just came out. And that seems super fun to me, and the idea that we could have multiple, first of all, I'm playing with other people, which would make a big difference in terms of trying to stay up. But we could also, the nature of that game allows people to maybe come and go in shifts, and we come up with silly reasons why such and such a character has to suddenly be spirited away from the party, and so on. And we might end up in a situation, I suppose it's possible, where, could be in a dangerous situation if suddenly, like, oh no, there's only 2 players and that's too small a party for this area or something. But in that case, we might just have to say, yeah, so the party has to figure out if they think it's worth trying to move on in that circumstance. I don't know. So I'm in love with the idea enough that I'm probably going to do it. But what I am considering doing is that instead of really doing a 24-hour stretch, which is harder now that I'm older compared to when I was, 23 or something like that, might do 2 12-hour stretches. Like, instead of doing 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturday, I might do 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and on Sunday, and allowing it, some sleep in between. I think that would probably simultaneously be easier on me, but also probably allow more people to participate for more of it. And so that might be a plan instead. Because after all, it's for charity, and like the marathon element of it has its appeal, but it's also just hard on the body. So I think I'm definitely considering doing it that way instead. But it does sound like fun. So this is only sort of at the conception stage. There's nothing to sign up for yet. But if you're watching this and you have some interest in maybe being a player for some or all of that, let me know, because I'm going to make a list. All right, so I will be back tomorrow to talk for 5 more minutes, and we'll be continuing our rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're into the second half of the final season, getting close. And I think I've decided that the next rewatch series, after we finish Avatar: The Last Airbender, is going to be Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Probably just the first season, not second gig, and not any of the other material, but just the one season of Standalone Complex, which I love dearly. It's my favorite element of the Ghost in the Shell thing. Anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.